Let's take a look at sports now. Here's Nyota Igwe.
Welcome to Sports News. The newly appointed chairman of the Lagos State Sports Commission, Kweku Tando, says renovation work at the Teslim Balogun Stadium and the Capital Square will begin next year. This is in addition to ongoing renovation at the Onikon and Agege stadiums. Mr. Tando told Channels Television that the government will continue to give attention to sport in Lagos.
Since we came in, even as we're still awaiting confirmation by the House of Assembly, the Onikon Stadium, the work has commenced there. I'm also aware, and I've been briefed, that there's also work going on at Agege Stadium, especially because MFM will be using it for the continental competitions. I'm aware also that even Teslim Balogun Stadium, Campus Square, there are plans for next year. I've seen the budget for next year. I've seen the proposals. There are all those facilities are going to be worked on. Some are going to be constructed, and then those that we have in place already are going to be renovated.
And the Super Eagles of Nigeria dropped from 41st to 50th in the latest world rankings released by FIFA earlier today. The Super Eagles also dropped 50 points as they are now on 671 points from their previous 721 points. The latest rankings placed the Super Eagles in the 8th position in Africa behind Senegal, who recorded their highest ever position on the monthly rankings, moving up 9 steps to the 23rd. The Teranga Lions are now the top-ranked African team, leapfrogging Tunisia in 27th position and Egypt, who dropped 1 place to the 31st. Congo DR is in the 4th, while Morocco, Burkina Faso and Cameroon all finished above Nigeria. And FIFA's President Gianni Infantino wants to bring in new rules around the transfer system by next year. Mr. Infantino insists there needs to be more transparency around the transfer process to ensure credibility.
Rules and regulations which are more transparent, more clear. If you are a club, you want to transfer a player, you have the money, you can do it. You don't have the money, you don't do it. We need to be clear because otherwise we live above our means. And for this reason, we are now opening this debate and this discussion. And I think and I hope that by next year we will be able to present a new set of rules which will put a bit more order and credibility in the transfer system around the world, because it's also about the image of football that we are speaking here.
And away from football, reigning Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton admits that he faces a difficult task to retain his title next season. He claims his 4th title with 2 races to spare after finishing 9th at the Mexican Grand Prix, coupled with Sebastian Vettel's failure to finish in the top 2.
All I can say is I know that whatever weaknesses that Sebastian had or feels he had or doesn't think he had, he'll work on those over the winter, as we all do, because no one's perfect. Even I have things I need to work on, so I have to expect that he's going to bring, he's going to raise the bar next year, and I've got to make sure I do the same. Otherwise, the result will be different next year. I think there was a comment earlier that for Mercedes were the quickest this year. I think ultimately overall, obviously we won the championship. We were more consistent. We didn't have failures. We made less mistakes. But I think Ferrari had a very, very, very good season. And if you look at the beginning of the season, at least half of the season they're in the lead, and that wasn't by sheer luck. That was because they had a fantastic car and did a great job. And obviously, when you apply the pressure, it's easy to buckle. And I think towards the end of the year, that is what happened. But I think next year they're going to come very, very strong.
And that's it on Sports News. I'm Nyota Igwe. Annie Jama will be back with the rest of the News at 10 show.
Thanks a lot, Nyota. A member of the Zimbabwean parliament, Zanu Ziyambi, says former President Robert Mugabe has been granted immunity from prosecution and the former First Lady Grace will be allowed to live in peace. According to the spokesman for the Zimbabwean Defense Forces, Colonel Overson Ngusi, an agreement has been reached for a guarantee of safety. Zimbabweans on the streets of Harare agreed that 93-year-old should be granted immunity from prosecution due to his age and role in fighting for the country's independence. They said despite economic problems and political oppression that took place under his rule, he should be allowed to retire in peace, though they would like to see some kind of apology from him.
They should let go of him and his family, no problem. But we also feel, people also feel there should be some accountability. A lot has happened. People have been oppressed. Negative things have happened. Different laws have been instituted which were against people which are oppressive. So people need to hear from him. Maybe he should come on TV and apologize maybe to the nation. There should be some form of remorse so that people will feel justified and vindicated.
Considering Mugabe's age, she is about 93 years old, so he's an elder. So I think we should treat elders with some level of respect. Although he messed up, but he is still an elder. So we should treat him with a level of respect.
A new deal has been signed between the Myanmar and Bangladeshi authorities to return thousands of Rohingya Muslims who fled the country in the past few months due to an army crackdown. Both sides are still working out details of the agreement, but it includes the return process to begin within 2 months. The attack on the Rohingya Muslims in the state of Rakhine, which was condemned by leaders around the world, has been called ethnic cleansing by the UN and the US. Aid agencies are, however, concerned about the safety of the returnees, as many of them are terrified of being sent back. They want to be guaranteed of their citizenship and their land returned. More than 600,000 have fled to neighbouring Bangladesh since deadly Rohingya attacks on police posts prompted a military crackdown in Rakhine State late August. And the main news again. New revelations emerged today on the reinstatement of the former pensions boss Abu Rashid Maina in the Federal Civil Service. The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation told federal lawmakers investigating the controversy that he did not authorize the move. Also today, the Senate rejected the nomination of Ahmad Mahmood as the resident electoral commissioner representing Zamfara on the grounds that he is from Sokoto State. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Konyato. Do have a good night.